Ruth Wynne Woodward Chair in 2010 to 2011, I believe. Tell us what sort of projects you got involved in while you were with us.
So I think I went to the FDA for the first time in June, and then I started the job that July. So I was very much in the heat of that excitement over this drug regulation work, and also building coalitions across, interdisciplinary kind of fields around this issue. So the Ruth Wynne Woodward Chair was so perfectly timed for me to be able to use the opportunity to have a huge conference at the downtown campus at SFU. So it was called the Medicalization of Sex, and we had 230 people from really transnational, like very around the world. We had people from the humanities, the social sciences, biology, medicine. It was very psychiatry, psychology. It was very interdisciplinary. Nurses, doctors, academics, activists, artists, and broadening the title out to the medicalization of sex helped me kind of chart these links, that it's not just about the medicalization of sexual dysfunction. It's also about the kind of medical gatekeeping that trans people are facing. It's also about the ways in which intersex infants are being treated at birth, and, the violence of really forced surgeries without their consent because an infant can't consent. It's also about the search for the quote gay gene, which of course doesn't exist, but that kind of ongoing genetics research impulse. So many different topics, whether historical or contemporary in focus, came together at that conference. And so from there, I kind of I don't know if I coined the term the medicalization of sex, but I theorized it from this conference, and I theorized, what are the links? What are the examples? I started to form a course outline on the topic of the medicalization of sex, which I still teach to this day, that started at SFU. And just noting kind of all these parallels between these different examples of the medicalization of sex. So that was very exciting for me.
That is very.
And in the lead up to the conference, I just kept hearing how successful and exciting Susan Stryker's conference on transoma techniques was, which was the previous year. I was the next year. And so I actually was able to call her and ask her what advice do you have for organizing a big event like this? And she had the greatest advice. So that was really special to me as well.
And can you share with us what advice Dr. Stryker gave you, and what advice you would give someone else who's going to be planning a conference?
The best advice was to allow a lot of time for socializing and mingling, which sounds kind of, like it wouldn't be the most important thing, but conferences can be really, stacked in the itinerary, and you need to allow time for people to kind of mingle and discuss, and in those days share each other's cards. Like I don't even think cards are used anymore, but collaborate, meet each other, and also having a lot of social events organized with it. So we had this antidote art exhibit that was speaking to the rising trend of genital cosmetic surgeries, and the kind of marketing that was used around that, of before and after, and the perfect vulva and all that kind of stuff. So we had an art event that connected with that theme, and a few different social events that were kind of more creative.
And I love that linkage between sort of social justice research and work and creative outlets to express that. That's really important. So, do you have any favorite
Yeah.
memories from your time as the chair?
Well, I think that conference, and I remember the chair of the department at the time. I hope I'm saying her name. I think it was Catherine Murray, and she really took me under her wing as well. And you've got a million things happening at an event like this that has 8 plenary speakers, however many breakout rooms, lunches, dinners, on campus, off campus, art galleries. And she just stayed by my side and kept asking, is there anything you need me to do? And don't forget to take notes for your final concluding remarks. And I've been taking these notes, and that was really helpful. And yeah, I think that the whole spirit of the Ruth Wynn Woodward Chair is just so incredibly unique, because very rarely do academics get to carve out this kind of space to work on something like this. Like, it is a lot of work to organize a major conference or a major event like that, or many events. And yeah, I don't think I wouldn't have been able to do that in another position. So that was just a really special time for me.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. And like you say, what a unique opportunity to make all those linkages and connections between work
Yes.
and develop.
Yes. And then I met people at that conference that I keep in touch with to this day. And we're all, we all have these parallel interests. And we've published together and we've done all sorts of things together. So it was very fruitful.